Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's live video. We are here. We are ready to talk about all things cruising, everything going on in the cruising world, some upcoming travel plans that we have decided this week, or let me rephrase, was decided for me this week uh, by you know who over here. She has planned a trip for us next year. Well, again, let me rephrase.
I gave a suggestion. He's planning.
She said, "We're going here. Make this happen." I'm gotta go with what that is exactly what has occurred. But we are here and we are ready to go.
Lurky Lou is here. Hey. Gliffins is here. If Royal Caribbean came out with another Oasis cruise, it will be Rhythm of the Seas like Symphony. Lurky Lou, that's a new one.
That is a new one.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. All right, so I guess first thing is people are hopping in, people are saying hi. You know, we're going to have to talk about it. We had these grand predictions. We said Margaritaville Sea, the brand new cruise ship, the Beachcomber. I was really convinced that she was going to come somewhere Mobile, New Orleans, or Galveston. Turned out absolutely and utterly wrong beyond wrong. Instead, they've gone over to Miami. So Margaritaville Seas cruise ship Beachcomber will be sailing out of Miami starting in January of 2027.
Yes.
So now, don't get me wrong, though. There are itineraries. They're starting off itineraries look good. Puerto Rico, San Juan, or San Juan is in Puerto Rico, St. Thomas, things like that. So, yeah, it's one of those situations. I'm sure, you know, being a business, a cruise line, they did research and studies and plans and who they could get contracts with and logistics. I'm sure all that plays into a part into where you're going to take your new cruise ship. But I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a small fish going into a really big crowded pond in Miami. When if they'd have gone someplace like Mobile or someplace like that, they could have controlled that particular market.
Yeah.
You know, they would have been the big dog there. Carnival usually puts a smaller cruise ship like in Mobile. I don't know. I just think that they would have done better. And that's just a personal opinion. That doesn't come from any kind of real cruise business knowledge, but just an opinion. You know, I think they would have done wonderfully and excellent in Galveston's market, for example, but didn't happen. So we do what we can do.
Lurky Lou says, my kind of lady, get it done. They also said, I just got off the Islander. I loved it. I can't wait for the Beachcomber. Attila's here. Hey, y'all.
Bob is here as well.
Bob's here. Attila said, so long to Margaritaville.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that happens. And it did happen. I mean, there's cruise lines will do what cruise lines do. They always don't do what we think as cruise passengers is going to make the most amount of sense. There obviously had to be some kind of business decision behind that where they think it's the best move for them.
Yeah. Attila says, yeah, Miami is a tough place for the smaller, older ships unless they want to be booze cruise specialists with their newish ship.
That's what I would think too, is many cruise ships that call Miami home now. And if you ever go over and look at the Miami port cam, they have a cam up there that shows the ships going out every day. It's never just like one ship, two ships. It's ship going out daily. I hope they don't get lost in the crowd. I know they got a following. People do love Margaritaville at Sea. They like those cruises. They're affordable. They're fun. I hope they don't get lost in the crowd and in the shuffle. Because when you go someplace like Miami, you're now competing against your icon classes, your XL classes, your celebrity. You're competing against everybody when you could have picked a port where you competed against almost nobody.
Yeah.
But again, just my opinion.
Well, They'll play it out, see how it works, and then maybe in a couple years they'll relocate and
That's always a possibility too. Is they
we
could
can
buy
have this
another cruise
discussion
ship in the
couple years.
future. Yeah, they could buy another cruise ship. They could take one of their older cruise ships and possibly still move it. So, and that could be a plan in the future that we just don't know about yet. Yeah, you never know. They like to keep that kind of stuff close to the vest and play it secret.
To recap what you said last stream, when you said one cruise line does this and the other do the same, did Princess Cruise Line get the mascots after Disney Cruise Line?
Princess is older than Disney, so I actually am not sure.
Connie's here. Ahoy, mateys. You might get a better ship for Galveston.
You never know. You never know. Now, we are currently 46 days away from getting on the MSC Seascape. She's going to, of course, be coming to Galveston. We're going to be on her very first sailing out of Galveston, out of the new cruise terminal. MSC's put out a little news, a little information about the MSC Seascape coming to Galveston. They've decided to change up their entertainment, change up their theming a little bit, and put some Texas-inspired entertainment on board the ship. I got a list here. They're going to add some country music bands. They're going to put on a dueling piano experience, line dancing classes, U.S. and Texas sports on the big screens around the cruise ship. They're going to do pop-up street theater performances, I guess, that are country-based. I'm not sure exactly what that means. And they're going to bring in U.S. comedians on board for their entertainment. That's kind of their answer to, hey, we're going to go sail out of Galveston. This is what we're going to do for you. And my honest opinion is I wish they hadn't done it. I don't want them to add stuff like that just because they're coming to Texas. I don't want them to be like other cruise lines. I was specifically wanting the MSC cruise experience. Do you know what I mean? Don't change it because you're coming to Texas. Give me what you already had. Does that make sense? I wanted something different. I don't want them to be like, well, let's act more like this cruise line over here. No. The uniqueness of that cruise line was what drew it to me, made me want to go on it even more. Now, this is not going to obviously change the whole ship. It's not going to change the whole theme of the ship. It's not suddenly going to be all that different, though there has been videos out there already of apparently the captain getting excited about coming to Galveston, walking around in a cowboy hat. That's just kind of weird, but
Nellie's here. Hi, all. James is here. Good evening, Chris and Tiffany and all High Seas cruisers. Nellie, look here. I know I was talking mess, but Haley and I decided to book a balcony to St. Martin. I can't say that.
St. Martin?
Yeah, on Beachcomber, $2,100 total. That ain't bad.
No.
Attila said, I saw the commercial about MSC doing the Texas-themed cruise out of Galveston. I'd prefer the regular MSC cruise experience too.
Yeah, I want to see it how it is. That's part of what drew me to them. I want to see the more European style cruise. That's the experience I was looking for. I'm sure we're absolutely still going to get that.
Yeah.
I don't think any of this is going to ruin the cruise. I don't think it's something they needed to do, because I get wanting to do a Texas theming for the ship, but I live in Texas. I see the theming every day.
Yeah.
I want to see different theming, not the stuff I see outside my door. So
Nellie says, I like how you read U.S. comedians. What else would they be out of Texas?
Well, they could be from anywhere else around the world, I suppose. I mean, comedians can come from everywhere, but they're bringing in specific U.S. comedians, which that's the comedians we see on every other cruise line. Maybe I want to see a funny little Irish comedian. I don't know. It's just,
Nellie said, but didn't Jubilee get tailored to Texas experience? They have the Texas Star on the front of it.
Well, they also did a tailgate sail away party and things like that. So they did something similar to the Jubilee when she came to Texas. That's great. Carnival is America's cruise line in their own words. That makes sense. This is And I know they want more of the U.S. market. They want a bigger piece of that pie. So they're trying to accommodate everybody, but I think they're also taking away what makes them a little unique. Or hopefully they don't take away what makes them unique and makes me want to go on them.
Emerald Coast Cruiser is here. Hi, guys. Welcome. Attila, will I wear cowboy hats every day and ride horses to work every day and yeehaw all the time? I'm ready for a different vacation.
I was referring to the country music thing. Okay.
But people really do think that about Texas.
That's true. That's true. But I guess it's maybe it's just in my head. But when they do the announcements on every other cruise line, you get English, and then like when on Harmony, they did Spanish afterwards. Well, on MSC, they do what in the order of the number of passengers on board, and they do multiple languages. So if English is not the predominant language on that ship, English wouldn't even be the first thing they would do the announcements, and English would be later. I'm sure sailing out of the U.S., English would be first, but I wanted to hear different languages, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted to hear different music. I'm silly as it sounds. Maybe we go to one of the shows one night and it's, an Italian opera. No clue what they're saying, but hey, we've been to an Italian opera. I don't want to see a guy with a banjo come out there start singing away. It's just me. But I wish them luck, and we're still going to go, and we're still going to check it out and have a great cruise. Just
Connie says part of the cruising experience is experiencing other cultures from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Nellie's laughing at Attila. Glistens keeps asking about updates for Margaritaville,
which we already talked about.
Yeah, they're going to Miami. Nellie, I love when people think Texas is all cowboys and country music. Oh, I know. Misty says, howdy,
Everybody's going to get in on this.
James says, that is funny, Attila, but I understand.
Yeah. So, all right. In other interesting cruise news, Disney Adventure, that is their newest cruise ship being built specifically for the Asian market, her maiden voyage has been delayed by 3 months. She's actually supposed to cruise this December, and it's been pushed back until March. They're citing construction issues, build issues, things like that. And they said it really comes from the fact it's not a new built cruise ship. It's being built from a partially built cruise ship, and it's taking a little extra to accommodate the Disney stuff. So, which means they're adding water slides, roller coasters, Mickey this and Mickey that's all over the ship. And I guess it needs a little extra structural love.
Misty says, not international. I say howdy often. Glistens is happy they're going to Miami. Did they play When You Wish Upon a Star Horn yet?
On that ship? I have no idea. I wasn't there. All right. Now here's some news, and James, this one actually you may find super interesting as well, because this involves Harmony of the Seas. Harmony of the Seas is going into dry dock this spring. She's going to get Royal Amplified. So they're going to make some changes to what we just cruised on. Now, of course, she's going to get a facelift, some new paint, carpets, all the pretty stuff is going to get prettier, but they are making some changes to the cruise ship. One of the changes they are going to make the Royal Casino bigger. So they're going to expand the casino.
So Nellie will like that.
It will give Nellie more opportunity to donate to the cruise fund. That's true. They are going to take out the Bionic Bar. Yeah, we haven't got to that part yet, but yes. They're taking out the Bionic Bar. They're going to replace that with the Pesky Parrot. And honestly, I would say that makes sense. That does make sense. I can honestly say that we never saw the Bionic Bar crowded.
No.
There was never a line. There was a couple people in there here or there. We did it. It really honestly was a one and done novelty experience. We went in there, got a drink. The robot made us a drink. And then it was kind of like, cool, a robot made us a drink. We're going to go back over to this bartender over here who makes exactly what I like. it was pretty much a one and done. So I get why they're going to pull out the Bionic Bar and put in the Pesky Parrots. There was also never any entertainment in the Bionic Bar.
Mm-mm.
So there wasn't like a band or anything like that that make people even want to hang out and sit in that area. So completely get how they're going to pull out the Bionic Bar. Yeah, I don't know about if they're going to do that. I'm sure that they are. It's going to be in dry dock for almost a month, I think. So I'm pretty sure those worn out hot tubs are going to get done. They're going to get cleaned up. They should make the ship look new and pretty. But they are adding the new 91 cabins. And I get a cruise line as a business. I get that they are there to make money. But I don't get where they believe that any cruise passenger, and I could be wrong. I don't speak for everybody. We know that. But do we think that a bunch of cruise passengers said, hey, you know what Harmony of the Seas really needs? I know the one thing they need more than anything else out there. It needs more people on board. Okay. We have way too much personal space, too many places for us to go. Let's take some of that out. Let's put some more cabins in because this is what every cruiser wants, right? Do you not think it just simply needed more people?
Well, I'm a little disappointed about where those cabins are going.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you just for an example, James. Now, can we get Tiffany back on it? Well, we're going to start off with no, because one of her favorite restaurants, Wonderland Restaurant, gone. They are going to replace Wonderland Restaurant with
91 cabins.
not 91. Shock and surprise. They're replacing Wonderland with cabins. So Wonderland is gone. So basically, it starts down on deck number 3. Where the conference area is. They're ripping all of that out. And down there, they are putting 29 cabins down on deck number 3. On deck number 6, if you saw our video or have been on there and you went into the spa, they had the Vitality Cafe. Time for some cabins. They say not all of it, just part of it. I don't really know how big that Vitality Cafe is in the background, but yeah, somehow they're going to fit 5 cabins there. So bye protein shakes. You're not getting that anymore. Deck numbers, yeah, it was deck number 6. All right, so deck number 14 and 15, that's Wonderland. They're going to put 29 cabins where Wonderland Restaurant was because it covered 2 decks. So 2 whole new decks of cabins. Yay for that. And then one I'm not sure how everybody's going to like a whole lot. So deck 14 forward. That includes part of the children's, the Adventure Kids Club. And you remember that 3rd level, the one you like to sit down on there and enjoy the views where you could go out and stand on the wings over the bridge in the solarium? Gone. Bye-bye to that space too, because they're going to put an additional 30 cabins there. So, yeah. We're gonna put more people on the ship. We are going to remove some of the public spaces on board the ship in order to accommodate these cabins. Now they are going to add they're going to put a Samba grill on there. I don't know what that is going to replace, where that is going to go. But yeah, that's what they're doing to Harmony of the Season.
So James, no, sorry. Lurky Lou says we need more ships out of Los Angeles. I think Sheikah would agree.
Yeah, if she wasn't having like the time of her life over in Europe right now.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen that over on our Facebook page, she has been posting pictures of her European trip, and it brings up some serious jealousy that we are not in Europe enjoying a European vacation.
Nellie says hopefully they replace those worn out hot tubs.
Yeah, you remember the one where you're walking down the stairs in particular?
Bob says was not impressed with the Bionic Bar one time and meh.
Yeah, I get that one totally. It was honestly a one and done. And like I said, never super crowded. It wasn't generating them the foot traffic that they would want. I see them switching that out for something.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cruising Chris is here. Hi all. Happy Wednesday. James 91 is so many more people. That's horrid. James says, "Oh no, well that shoots that in the foot." Out loud. Nellie said, "I thought the Brazilian steakhouse was going to Wonderland, or will it be at Solarium Bistro?"
It might be at the Solarium. It did. I didn't see where Samba was going, just that it was being put on the ship. But I did specifically see that Wonderland was leaving to accommodate cabins.
Nellie says she could just over in Spain. No big deal.
Yeah, it's just a trip across the pond. It's like a weekend tour. You know, she's good. It's just those, really awesome pictures she keeps sending.
Bob says, "Hate to hear that. One thing I loved about Royal was the passenger to space ratio." Cruising Chris M says, "Nellie, I believe you are correct." So is Brazilian going to be Wonderland or the Solarium?
Don't know. I actually don't know. I have not seen any factual information as to where Samba is going on Harmony. Who says it very well could be that they're going to replace darn, I can't think of it real quick. The Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Because that's been pulled off a lot of cruise
Yeah,
ships.
Nellie says Playmakers is taking the place of Mexican Joint.
Okay, that's where Playmakers is going to go.
Cruising Chris is wanting to know what ship we're talking about.
Harmony of the Seas. Yeah. I suddenly cannot think of the name of the Mexican restaurant there in the boardwalk, and we've eaten at it before. But yeah, so that one's going to be Playmakers. I see that.
I think Samba is taking out Wonderland. Sorry.
That very well could be. Just because I see some information doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% factual either. Sometimes that stuff doesn't come out right. So the one I saw claimed that they were putting cabins in the place of Wonderland, but it very well could be. But I also saw Samba's being added to the ship. Mm-hmm. So that could be the switch. And if that's the case, it could simply be that Wonderland's not generating the...
It wasn't that busy. I've seen a lot of other restaurants that we've gone to, the extra costing ones that are a lot busier. They did have a lot of empty tables in there.
Well, Wonderland, the food is not for everybody. And I could see where it was a good concept. It was a good idea. It was fun, but I personally wouldn't go back and eat there again. The food isn't for me. So it would make sense that Wonderland comes off and gets replaced with something else. But I know you also really, 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 really liked it. So it's not the best thing for everybody.
Yeah.
But of course, Cruise Line's going to say, which one of these is going to make us more specialty restaurant money? And that's which one's going to get the boot.
See.
Cruise Line's ever gone to Japan before? Yeah, they've been going to Japan for as long as I know.
Yeah. Misty says, "I'm excited about making a payment on my cruise, but at the same time sad for Sheikah because she will be done with her vacation." She'll be sad too. Yeah. Chris, we will have to get Tiffany on Carnival. Then as I'm looking at some of the longer cruises on Carnival out of Galveston.
Oh, she'll do that.
I'll get on Carnival.
She'll get on Carnival. They have food she likes. Not that she just goes on cruises to eat, but she does eat when she's on cruises. And she's not scared of a guy's burger.
No.
Or the chicken tacos over, or you like the fish ones over at Blue Iguana.
I like the chicken ones too.
And the chicken ones.
And the beef ones.
So tacos? she tacos. Yeah, she'll definitely get on one. It should probably still get on any other one, but I don't know. Sabor. Thank you. That is the name. It would not come into my head. But yes, Sabor.
Nellie says, "But I did see that Royal is releasing 27-28 schedule, Texas in November, which means we are finna be disappointed when Icon doesn't come yet again."
I don't want to talk too much smack about that because we'll get into a good story about how that isn't going to happen and watch it happen. So, I have not seen or heard any buzz anywhere that that's going to happen, but you never know. Into 2028, we're looking about the time that Perfect Day Mexico and the Beach Club in Cozumel are supposed to be done. not real sure what we're going to see. Depends on how far into 2028 they go. So.
But did you tell Nellie the good news? What trip you're planning?
No, we haven't got there yet.
Okay. JB Ranch is here. Welcome. Evening, y'all. Think Royal Railway could be on Harmony?
Anything's possible. They are. I do know that they have been taking some of their great successes, the real popular items that are on their new Icon class ships, and if they can move them back during refits, they're doing that. Is that going to be one of them? They didn't say.
Yeah.
But anything's possible. They just didn't say.
Oh. Budgeting by Dina is here. Good evening. 4 days to cruising. That's awesome. Where are you going? Inquiring minds want to know.
Yes, because we still got 46 days.
Yes. Misty said Sabor was nasty in Liberty of the Seas. Is that where we had it?
That's actually where we had it.
And
it was
we
really good.
had a good time in there.
Yeah.
Me and husband barely touched our food. Glad it was first day and was a BOGO deal.
Yeah, that I don't know. Maybe it was just a bad trip, or we got a lucky trip, or something.
Yeah.
But that was actually the ship we ate Sabor in for the very first time, and for us, it was spectacular.
Bob heard Rick say they have contracted for Icon number 7.
Okay, so they have contracted for Icon number 5. They have optioned for 6 and 7. That's actually what they've done. So there is a difference, just in case anybody doesn't know. So they're for sure going to build a 5th Icon. Done, set, and done. When they option for 6 and 7, that means essentially they're reserving a space in the dockyard that a ship could be built in the future. They have the option to say, no, never mind. They have the option to say, go ahead. But it basically reserves their spot in the line. It's like a placeholder when they option cruise ships in the future. So they've optioned 6 and 7, but they've only gone ahead with the construction for 5.
Nellie said we will get Icon 1 when Icon 14 comes out. James says, I have seen that too, Bob, and Rick is still pushing it. Budgeting with Dina, or by Dina, going to Caribbean. Just got home a few days ago from Bermuda. Oh,
nice.
Awesome. Nellie says, Mariner, October 4th. No Haley, just me and my lover. My lover is Casino. Misty says,
turn around behind you, because there's a frying pan heading for you right now. If she is in the room, there's a frying pan coming for you.
Misty said 219 days left. It's
yes.
It's slowly counting down.
Yeah. And Chris is right. They did mention that this prepares that. What was the exact wording? Prepares them for the next class, the future class past Icon, I think was the exact phrase they used. Still no actual confirmation that says we are going to build this class of ship. So far, it's still just hints. We're prepared for the next class. Hopefully that's the Discovery class that they've been talking about, back to a smaller size ship.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very, very popular if they do that.
Nellie says, have fun, Dina. I really want to go to Bermuda.
Well, you have a trip coming up. How much longer before y'all going to Disney? I know
At Nellie.
Yeah, Nellie. I'm sure Haley's counting that one down.
Yes. Budgeting by Dina's. I was really disappointed with Bermuda. Not much to do and very, very expensive. Nellie said, I have heard Bermuda is expensive. David's here. Sorry I'm late tonight. You're not late. We just started
early.
We'll
go with that. Now, I still want to check out Bermuda, though. I mean, I've heard it's really, really pretty.
Yeah. Was it at least pretty?
That's true. Pretty is what really matters.
Misty says, I doubt I will get onto Icon unless they have a killer deal.
Well, like Nellie says, by the time Icon 14 comes out, Icon 1 should be really
Nellie says November 7th, and all I hear is Haley talk about is Disney World.
Well, Here's some interesting, fun news for you. As of today, we are also going to Disney World.
Not November 7th.
Not November 7th. Because while you're in Disney World, we are going to be getting on to MSC, but we are going to be in Disney World from May 11th. We're going to be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, leaving on Friday. So we'll physically be there the 10th through the 14th. Sunday through Thursday, because we're driving Saturday and the Friday afterwards. So Tiffany has decided that for her birthday this year, she is going back to Epcot, and she will have her birthday dinner in Epcot.
Yes.
And it's no longer negotiable.
No.
So.
Nope, it is not. Connie says, what is the word on LNG fuel on the Carnival ships? Do people notice any difference?
That's a good question, and I do not know.
I don't know. Misty said, oh, I just seen my friend post a video of Disneyland's 70th anniversary parade. Thought about you, Tiffany. I've been watching a lot of videos here lately.
Well, she could choose. She could go to Disneyland or she could go to Disney World in Florida. But like she said, well, there's no Epcot in Disneyland. I don't want to go there. So she's really going for mouses and snacks.
Yes. James said, yes, took a Bermuda cruise out of New York and it was really nice. Yes, it was a little expensive. Dina said the pink sand in Bermuda was breathtaking. Oh, I bet that was.
Ooh,
pink sand.
I'd like to see that.
Who Paul is here. Welcome.
Welcome.
Says hello all. Nellie, Misty, I will be on Star of the Seas. Sweet deal too.
With the little slot machine there.
David said, we have been to Bermuda for about 9 hours and we will have about 54 hours on July cruise.
Look, Nelly, I knew Tiffany was going to go do Disney. Yeah, that's pretty much a given. I gave her choices. I gave her options. She said Disney. Yep.
Rick is here. Hi, Rick. Nelly, well, Texas Cruiser. Hey, brother. Missy says, heck yeah, Nelly, Sheikah got me great deal on World America.
So yeah, she is really, really good about that. Really, really good. So yeah, so that is our current plan for at least for the beginning of next year is going to Disney. And of course, that means a little extra time saving up for a Disney trip. So that's probably going to not put in any or very few cruises between Seascape and Disney. After Disney, though, it's going to be a free-for-all. I've already told her.
Yep. What ship is Sheikah on?
You know, I am actually not sure if she's even on a ship or if she's just in Europe. I'm not sure. She's been sending me pictures of all this stuff, but I'm not sure if she's actually on one or not.
I don't know. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of pictures, but nothing cruise ship related. She could just be bumming around Europe.
Yep. Which is fun too, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean.
Attila says all Excel class and newer Carnival ships run with LNG fuel. Shouldn't feel any different, but the smokestacks should not be smoky as LNG burns real clean.
Yeah, I think that has more to do with that. The fact that it burns cleaner and pollutes less into the atmosphere to help with any environmental issues. And I think that's the biggest push of LNG is simply the fact that it helps make cruise lines not look like they're, anti-environment as they're rolling around.
Sheikah is leading a group through Europe. James says, darn, I got a way to go as I don't cruise until June 26 on NCL Luna out of Miami. Nellie said, Haley said to me, we go on all these cruises. You will do one Disney.
I feel your pain. I absolutely understand how that works. I've been told the same thing. it is my birthday. You will take me to Disney.
Yes.
So,
but don't let him fool you. He's already got all the days planned out, routes plotted.
Videos I'm going to film. Okay, I'm planning video filming.
Rides to ride. Okay,
so
we're
I
going to
can
need a
film
lightning
them.
lane on this one.
Where you at?
Connie said, thank you, Attila. Melly, so now November 7th, I am doing Disney. So you get to see it during when it's all set up for Christmas.
That should be set up and everything for
That's
Christmas.
the best time to see it too. You definitely have to go to the Grand Floridian and see the gingerbread.
Not this year.
Not this year.
Not this year. There will be no gingerbread house in the Grand Floridian this year. It's under construction. It's getting refurbished. So there's not going to be a gingerbread there this year.
Bob says, gotta let Haley have her way once in a while.
Yeah, so don't be sending people to places looking for something that doesn't exist. So, and don't let Tiffany fool you. She has a list of food she already wants to eat.
Yes.
She's, I want to eat this, 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 and this.
Misty said, you sound excited as well, Chris.
You know what? It's a trip. It's a vacation. It's an adventure. It may not be on a cruise ship, but it's still not work. So, yeah.
Yes.
Not looking forward to the drive there. I hate that part. Not looking forward to the drive home. I hate that part too. But looking forward to the adventure when we are physically there. One benefit I will say, though, is because we just went a few years ago, it's been about 5 years ago, that we were there, we learned a lot of lessons from that last trip that we're going to be applying to this particular trip. And I think we're going to have an easier, better, much less stress involved trip just from some of the lessons that we learned. It's going to make my part of the trip that much better.
Mm-hmm. James is telling Rick that he's looking at cruises out of Galveston next year, so they need to meet up.
If we're going to do cruises out of Galveston next year, I highly, highly recommend the one in October. Carnival Dream, 14 nights, one of them Journeys cruises. Hit it on the Carnival Dream before she leaves. That is probably the one I am looking at for doing at the end of the year next year. But I haven't booked it yet. So I got to get Tiffany's Disney thing fully set up. And then once she's happy and convinced she's going to Disney, then I can hit her with a 14-day cruise and she's going to have to go.
Yeah.
So
Nellie said, Haley, lots of stuff. She and her grandmother are going to the motherland to Germany. And 10 days after we go to Mickey. That's fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mickey and then Germany?
Yes. Oh, she's got a pack for winter.
Tiffany gets to go to Germany in Epcot.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
For this trip.
That is what I'm looking at for sure.
Look, I think if we're going to do a cruise out of Galveston next year, that one right there is the one that absolutely speaks to me the most. The options for those ports, it checks a whole lot of boxes for me. We've never sailed on the Dream, so new ship, a lot of new ports, and honestly, 14 nights. That one's speaking to me too.
Rick said, I have Jubilee booked January 10th and Allure booked April 12th so far. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Both of those should be really good cruises. We haven't done the Jubilee yet. She's on our list. And Allure is a great ship.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she should look a little bit different, feel a little bit different since she's been amplified since she was here last.
Attila says, I'm looking at the 14-day in January 27 on the Dream, probably right after you. Maybe we can do something together. I don't know about time off for 2 weeks. Still brewing about that.
Yeah,
I got to find out when in October.
I can show you the dates.
Because October is a hard one for me.
Well, I hope that's not the case, but I'll think about you when I'm gone.
Rick says probably if it goes well, November MSC Seascape again, November 8th.
Yeah, we'll see how MNC goes. That's going to be one of those ones that I want to try at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And is it going to put itself equal to some of the other ones that we really, really like to do? The Carnival Dream one is particularly speaking to me for the ports. It's the ports that are calling me. A chance to do a good Eastern Caribbean cruise out of Galveston. We don't have to fly, drive to Florida, anything like that. The Dream is a good class of ship, same as the Breeze, same as the Magic. So it's a lot of win-wins in that particular thing.
James says, I like it because I love the Eastern ports and have not done a 14-day cruise yet. Carolyn's here. Hello, Carolyn. Welcome. Bob says, we are doing Seascape on January 11th. Attila said, the ports are real nice. All them saints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Nelly.
Oh, God, Nelly's going to stir up the pot.
Nelly says, Rick, maybe you can take that Margaritaville out of Galveston.
It was all calm and quiet in here. Nelly said, let me stir this on up real quick and get this one going.
Carolyn said, no coffee in Cause.
Your video.
I know, there was no coffee in Cozumel.
That was
very
crazy.
Disappointing.
That was super crazy. Both of the coffee shops outside of the port, gone.
Mm-hmm.
The one inside the port, gone.
Yep.
That was a surprise.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tiffany unfortunately had to go back to the ship and have ship coffee, which was not her first choice. But we're going to make it up to her. Apparently in Disney, over in the Animal Kingdom, they make a Vietnamese coffee that is supposed to be really, really good. So she's got Vietnamese coffee coming up. And then, of course, you're going to get Italian coffee on MSC. So you have some coffee opportunities coming up.
Fast Eddie's here. Welcome. You guys do, is that AI?
If that's AI, no.
Attila, oh yeah, surprising, no coffee.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
Yeah, because I was sitting here telling y'all all about it, exactly how to get to it, and we went straight there, and they said, nope, gone, sorry.
Yeah, I guess it was a bit of... We were surprised. I mean, it hadn't been all that long, and as often as we go into Cozumel, a lot had changed. Mm-hmm. It would be, from the last time we were there to the time we made this video. So it was different.
Yeah. Attila said they'd rather sell y'all tequila. And Misty said, aren't you supposed to drink tequila in Mexico?
We did.
Yeah, we did. But I would put it in my coffee too. They do have coffee flavored.
They have coffee flavored tequila. You can get the best of both worlds. And don't worry, we did drink plenty of tequila in Mexico while we were over at Paradise Beach. Because it's Mexico's fault. Okay. I swear to God, I never ordered all those margaritas. I don't know how they kept coming. It might have been Tiffany.
I think it was James.
James was doing it? There we go.
I was down by the water.
So James apparently is the culprit who kept ordering us margaritas. I thought they just magically appeared.
Carolyn said, yummy. Nelly said, Moss gets it too. After all, my favorite ships is the Celebrity Beyond. Rick said, Royal is rolling out of Texas 27-28 calendar. While we are on the Seascape cruise, there will be lots of interesting information on that calendar.
Yeah, we talked about that, but honestly, at this point, it's pure speculation. And so far, the speculation has not been as what I would call super, super accurate. We didn't get the Margaritaville ship. Yeah. And so it's hard to say what they're going to do, honestly, at this point.
Nellie said, Rick, since you rarely come, I already said that news, laugh out loud, so you were late.
For sure.
Rick says, Nellie, I would love for us to get the Beyond here in Galveston.
Me too.
Fast Eddie said, you guys do a lot of cruise a year. Do you get yearly insurance or single for each cruise?
Depends on how many we have done or how many we have planned. So when we do multiples per year and we know we're going to do multiples, I'll get the yearly plan. I do our insurance through Allianz. Is where we get our cruise insurance from. Not that that is a recommendation or a endorsement for Allianz in any way. It's just the one that I prefer to use, and I do yearly packages with them. Because if you know you're going to go multiple times a year and you just know it, you can sometimes get a better price on a yearly package.
Cruising Chris M said, if I ever get to sail on.
Yeah, they got to stop canceling his cruise.
Misty said, it's the vacation air that makes the show appear. Rick said, yeah, I was on the freeway during the first part of this broadcast. Sorry about that. No worries.
That's just Nellie giving you a rash of stuff.
Yes. James said, yes, Misty, we did drink a little tequila. And yes, I might be at fault, but Tiffany ordered the first one.
Now, I will say, I was filming. I walked down the pier, was filming. I came back and Tiffany had it in her hand.
Yep.
So I'm going to have to believe that happened.
I sure did order that first one with some shrimp tacos.
Yeah.
Cruising Chris M at Fast Eddie. I have annual insurance. It is just more economical.
Yeah, it's definitely less expensive than purchasing it one at a time or purchasing through the cruise insurance. Everybody's got their own opinion. Again, you book what's best for you. I'm not suggesting anything, but I've heard better customer responses and supports from third parties like Allianz than the ones the cruise line use, which a lot of time is like Aon or AI or AIO or AOI, something like that. So, but of course, you do whatever you're comfortable with. I'm more than comfortable with my third party annual plans where you just know we're covered no matter where we go.
Yeah. Nellie said, I told Rick Galveston folks need to be held accountable. They leaked Icon, no Icon. They said bigger Disney, same ship, leaked Margaritaville, no Margaritaville.
Well, now Disney leaked bigger Disney ship.
Yeah.
That was Disney that straight out came out and said that. And if I remember right, though, we haven't reached that time frame. They are leaving the Magic or Wonder, whichever one, a little bit longer, but she's still going to leave. And then I think that's when they're going to rotate in the bigger one. I'm not sure the Disney thing is actually happened yet. And it was Disney that actually leaked that one.
Carolyn said, Allianz yearly is what she uses.
Mm-hmm.
Bob said it was funny watching you try to suck your drink through a stick.
Oh. Well, at least when we shoot our videos, we don't cut out the bloopers.
No. James said, Rick, I would love to see the Beyond in Galveston. Nellie said, I have annual insurance through USAA. Rick says, I like using Allianz. Nellie said, I thought it was port director said bigger ship.
Maybe it was. It might have been. I just didn't want to blame Rick for the Disney one. The Icon and the Margaritaville one. But, not the Disney one.
James said, Nellie, what do you think of that insurance? I had a friend that used that insurance. Attila, the cruise line might be close in price, but coverages are much lower where we can get 500,000 medical evacuation. The cruises give small amounts like 30,000 or something low. Carolyn said they paid 100% on our emergency on a trip.
Yeah, like I said, I am not in any way, shape, or form endorsing one over the other. I just want to be super clear about that. But when I book, I use Allianz, and I will continue to use them. I am pleased with their service.
Cruising Chris says, I too have Allianz. It covers any vacation, not just cruising.
Including our trip to Disney next year. That counts as our travel insurance for that trip. He is absolutely correct. I will say this much. If you do travel a lot, a yearly plan can be a very economical way to go. and you're just covered throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Rick said Roger Reese did say Disney has agreed to send us a larger ship and year-round. Bailey also said an icon is coming to Galveston. They're coming.
Okay.
They're coming.
Sure.
Attila said, yep, Allianz is good. As far as I know, I can't officially endorse them well unless they give me a big check.
I say that in particular, and I know it sounds weird, but I say in particular because I don't want somebody who doesn't know us to watch it and go, he said this. You know, he said buy this, and now look what happened to me. That's not what we're after. So
Nellie said, but Galveston leaked icon for parking.
look, I'm convinced that there's a joker down there who likes to randomly see people go on that calendar and they look and try to get the inside track of what is coming, what's going to come in the future before the cruise lines announce it, before the cruise lines release it. We know that because people make videos about, look what I saw on the Galveston parking thing. I'm honestly convinced there's a joker down there who's like, watch me make them dance. Dance, cruise vloggers, dance. And then they dance. And then those ships don't come. And then he laughs. That's just my opinion, though. And there are people out there that will purposely do that. Mm-hmm. So I saw one. John Heald actually put this out today. He put out a picture today. Somebody was taking cruising ducks, putting carnival tags on them, saying, if you find this duck, take it up to the casino bar and get a free drink. Yeah, he had to come out and say, yeah, no, don't do that. If you're the one doing this, stop. But there's just some proof right there that it is malicious people out there. And I guess the general consensus is that this person hates cruise ducks to the point that he bought some and thought, oh, let me put this on there to make the cruise line ban them, maybe. I don't know. Or he's just been a jerk. Yeah. Or it could have been someone who just thought it was a funny prank. I'm sure the bartenders didn't, as people are bringing them ducks going, I get free drink. And they're like, no. But they put the Carnival logo on it and everything.
Cruising Chris says, my Allianz has rental car coverage too, Nellie. I have the All Trips executive plan. I do not endorse it either. It is just the best fit for me and my needs.
Exactly. That's how we say it. It just works for me.
Attila said, I wanted to know when they're taking away the Galveston Express parking lot to make room for the bigger terminal or parking garage. No rumors yet, but just curious if that'll happen.
So the talk that I've heard is if they build a parking garage, there was originally supposed to be a parking garage for the Royal Caribbean terminal, but they kind of chopped that out there at the end. But there's a spot for it, which doesn't take away from any existing parking. Over to the side where they could still put that parking garage if they want to. The new terminal has a parking garage. And for the other ones where Carnival's currently at, there's talk that they may refurbish those in the future. I know Carnival is hinting that they might want to do it, and I think that's because they're like, well, Royal Caribbean's got a brand new one. MSC is going to have a brand new one. And we're in these 10 buildings over here. Maybe we should do something too. Mm-hmm. But that's some of that monkey see, monkey do. They got new, we want new.
James says, Rick, I'd love to see an icon come to Galveston. I'd be on it in a heartbeat. Nellie said, unless the Margaritaville calendar that was leaked was Galveston's pitch to Margaritaville on what a sample itinerary would look like, and it was accidentally leaked.
Could be that too.
Rick said, you and me, James. Nellie said, Rick, I would be on it too. James said, yes, absolutely. Attila, I was wondering about the second Carnival terminal on the left.
Well, I guess next to that is, what is that? The old granary? is right there, and I guess there's talk that they could build another cruise terminal over there. And I think there's room over there to put a parking garage in the future.
Bob wants in on this cruise now. And Rick said that it would be an awesome cruise.
All right. So there we go. If, because I'm not endorsing this either, if Icon comes to Galveston, just like MSC, we'll book the first cruise. And we can all go on it and have a bunch of fun and tell Rick we're sorry.
Attila said, oh, well, too specific talk about Galveston ship stuff, back to cruising in other ports.
Well, I will say Carnival did not release any and said they are not probably releasing any dancing of the ships this week, but we will hear some more Carnival stuff next week. We haven't heard all their ports yet, all their ship moves and where everybody's going yet. So we should have some more of that for you guys next week. Other than that, it's been kind of quiet.
Attila says, Aqua Show, here I come. David said, we went out of Galveston in 2015 and paid $90 for 12 days of parking. I guess that will never come back.
The 90 days for 12 days of parking? No, that's long gone.
That's like 4 days of parking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's now about 4-day cruise.
Nellie says, Rick, we are sorry. 5 years later. Rick, the 6th cruise terminal will be where the grain elevator was. All terminals will get parking garage in front of them. Nellie says, haha, David, never. My Harmony parking was 188.
I want to say that's about what, that's about what ours was too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For that 8-day trip.
Yeah, and then our stupid little thing didn't want to work to let us out of the parking lot.
Yeah, that was a whole other thing. But that's never ever happened to me in that parking lot before.
No.
So that to me, that's a one-off. That's a fluke. It's never happened before. So I don't believe it would happen in the future. And I've used that parking lot every single time except for one I've sailed on Royal Caribbean. So, and I've always had pure positive experiences with the parking. I think he's getting fidgety.
Yeah.
So that is about the cruise news we have for this week. I said relatively calm, relatively quiet, other than some cruising decisions that are, not always in the best interest of the cruise passenger, definitely in the interest of the cruise line, which, again, I get their business. They're there to make money. So
listen, just hope the new garages aren't like the ones in Southampton, UK, where 17 cars got stolen while the folks were on their cruise.
I did see that. I did see that story. Inside job, planned ahead of time. I mean, it sounds like a hit to me. One car, random, 17 cars, operation.
Yeah.
That's some gone in 60 seconds.
Nelly,
stuff going on like that.
Thank you. Nellie's already started my Disney Joffrey coffee fund. Thank you, Nellie.
Thank you, Nellie. I really, really appreciate it.
Fast Eddie says, since everyone will not endorse Allianz, but everyone uses Allianz, it is a tough decision to make. Attila,
I know it sounds goofy and silly, but there's other content creators that are here in this chat as well, and it's the same thing for all of us. If we say something and it goes horribly wrong, boy, that comes right back on us like a ton of bricks. He said this, and this, and that's not the case. This is what we use. We're not insurance companies, so we cannot legally or professionally or morally, liably, ethically say this over that.
Nellie said, just get some good travel insurance. Attila said, P.S. I'm not involved with the car job.
Yeah, it was an inside job. How could it not? Yeah, I mean, 17 cars. How could it not be?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, did they go steal one, get home, and go, let's go get another? Let's like Lay's potato chips.
Let's go get one for the whole family.
Let's go get one for the family. Like Lay's potato chips, you can't eat just one. Or is that Lay's or is that Ruffles? Whatever chip that is, you can't eat just one. Pringles, you can't just steal one. Maybe it's like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that had to have been a intentional 17 car theft. Very possibly an inside job too, because you figured they would have had to some kind of scoping out to say, of this entire parking garage, we want these 17 cars. I'd be kind of curious to know, and I haven't seen it yet, what the 17 cars that were stolen. Were they exotics? Were they,
Basics?
Unique? Yeah, I mean, I doubt that they're going to come out and say, we stole 17 Toyota Corollas and, two, Honda Accords and, 2 minivans. I'm willing to bet it was probably 17 somethings. You know what I mean?
Thanks for the BMW. Oops, let me be quiet.
And I agree with that, Chris. Yeah. You want me to endorse something and say it's for you? Pay me.
Misty said, no, it's tequila. Can't have just one.
Wish that wasn't facts.
David said, has anyone had to park near Norfolk Cruise Terminal?
It's a good question. Who has cruised out of Norfolk? And for that one, I'm thinking
Ray's not here.
Ray would be our one about that. Thank you, Carolyn. We really appreciate that. Tiffany will definitely add that to her coffee fund. And she will use it. Believe me, she absolutely will use it.
He's already marked out spots. So when we ride the Skyliner, we can get off here and there's a Joffrey's right there.
I just know that because it was there last time.
And I had to stop.
Every time. So, but yeah. Yeah, well, because, we're going to stay on property. We're going to stay at a resort, the cheap one. Because honestly,
you don't go to Disney to stay in your room.
Yeah, you don't go to Disney to stay in your room anyway. And maybe it's just the inner kid mentality. The cheaper the resort, like the value resorts, are better Disney themed than you can go to your most expensive one. It just like some of them look like just any old hotels, modern, fancy, and all that kind of stuff. It's not like you're going to go outside and, Mickey Mouse is looking at you. I'd rather go to the one that Mickey Mouse is looking at me. As we went to Disney for.
Nellie said, yeah, and $20 is one coffee.
I get her the meal plan that comes with the snack credits so she can use, and you can buy
snack credits.
Yeah, you can get coffee on a snack credit.
Cruising Chris says, I have a cruise going to Norfolk next summer. Well, we'll have to, next time we say Ray, we'll ask.
Yeah, I will give you one thing, Nellie, and this is completely up to y'all again. If you're staying at the cheap ones, which is, one of the All-Stars, Pop Century, those ones like that, the most common transportation from the resort to the parks is the bus. Those buses can get crowded and annoying very, very quickly. If you're willing to spend a few extra dollars, download the Lyft app. Haley will really, really like this if she doesn't already know this. But you download the Lyft app and you order yourself the minivan. And then your ride share comes all painted up like Minnie Mouse. It's a cast member in the car, drives you around to where you want to go. And they play Disney music or Disney movies, or it's all Disney. And it's the most expensive option to get around. But you don't wait on anybody. They come right there to pick you up at your resort, take you right to the parks, and it's Pop Century or Art of Animation. Yeah, is the end of the Skyliner. But minivans through the Lyft app, and you can go on YouTube and minivan.
Cruising Chris says, I've been staying off-site lately, been much cheaper, still hop on Disney transportation at Disney Springs.
We've weighed those options, and honestly, she likes the Disney theme resorts. We're staying at All-Star Movies. So, they've got the characters outside and Dalmatians and Buzz Lightyears and Mickey Mouses. That's her thing. We're able to get the dining package. She gets the resort mug so she can fill up, and now they use the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines like they do on Royal Caribbean and all that kind of good stuff.
Nellie said it was that or shades of green, but Haley is a queen and wanted the resort.
I do like the convenience of I can drive straight to the resort. I park the truck. Then we don't get in the truck until the week's over.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't move. And we just do everything else through Disney. And honestly, with the number of people there and it's crowded and you start getting, I'd rather not have to deal with it. I don't want to have to drive. I want someone else to do all the driving. But take those minivans one time to and from the park, and you'll be like, do I really have to do anything else ever? I mean, I am planning ahead specifically for that option.
Haley just caught me. She knows I gave a super chat. She is at work, but lurking in here. Cruising Chris says, when we do stay on site, I like Art of Animation.
Me too. Love that one. We stayed at that one last time, but it was a little bit more than the All-Star. Well, actually, let me back it up. When we went last time, we got there a day early. We stayed at All-Star Movies for one night.
Mm-hmm.
We really liked it. And then we went to our reservation at Art of Animation where we stayed for a week. I will say at that time, the beds in All-Star Movies were way more comfortable than they were at Art of Animation. Art of Animation for us had Royal Caribbean beds, and All-Stars Movie was a little closer to, you know, some princess beds. That was kind of a big thing for a week. But the theming in Art of Animation, all of the stuff going on in that resort is enough that even on this trip, we're not staying there. I plan to go by there just to see it all again.
Yeah.
Because it was a great, great stay.
Cruising Chris says 2 words: Skyliner. we'll be riding that.
We're going to be riding that. Oh, she's got a whole day plan where we're just going to look at resorts that we're not staying at. Ride the Skyliner, ride the monorail, ride a boat. Yeah, she's got this. She wants to do it all. Because no matter where we stay, we still have to go over to Port Orleans French Quarter because she must have cafe au lait and beignets. That's a requirement. She wants to go to the Grand Floridian because she wants to replace her aging Disney backpack. That's her trademark for walking in cruise ports.
I doubt I'm going to have one there, but we're going to try. So Attila says, oh, you can catch it at Disney Springs. I think we stayed at Port Orleans, and it was a blast, and transportation was not. No, it was not. The buses were, especially at the end of the day when you're tired and you're standing in line.
Haley's actually in now. Now what are you going to do, Nellie? Haley's actually in the chat with us.
Yes. But yeah.
Now she can talk smack about you publicly.
Attila was close right in front of hotel. Haley, hi everyone. I'm so excited for our Disney trip. I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited. Yep.
That's because you love Disney.
I do.
Everything Disney.
I do.
So it's fun. I mean, if you plan, Disney trips take a little bit of planning, a little bit of extra. If you put a little into it, you can have a really great time, avoid a whole lot of the stressors at Disney, and get out of there with the majority of your sanity.
Cruising Chris says we like watching the fireworks from the beach at Fort Wilderness.
That's a good one. If for Magic Kingdom, if you go to you can go right there at the end of the dock at the Polynesian and see them real good from there. There's a couple of different spots where you can avoid and just not get.
Nellie said, Haley is planning it all. I am just there. Chris is planning it all. I'm just checking the boxes.
She's making sure I'm not missing anything. She's like, don't.
James says, get him, Haley.
But like I said, Haley, if you're planning it and you've never ever been before, which I think she has, right?
I think she has.
Minivan.
At least once. Do a minivan at least once.
Once is all you need to do it every single time. You can also do Lyft, regular Lyft, which is cheaper.
It's just not as much fun.
But it's a whole lot less Disney.
Yes.
And Tiffany likes Disney.
Yeah.
So she wants her car to come up and beat Disney car with a cast member. She's been there now. Well, they say on average in the United States, each person will go to Disney 3.5 times in their lifetime. So she's simply above average. So that's a plus. I mean, that's a positive to be above average.
Bob said Haley may need to put him on a leash.
That'd be good. There's not a casino there.
Yeah, no casinos.
So he won't wander off or anything like that.
Attila said minivan sounds so cute. I'd do that. And they have car seats in them for the kiddos if they need them.
Yeah, if you got little ones, they'll provide the car seats, the lockdown position, all the harnessing to lock car seats in. They have the car seats in the back. They got it covered.
Yeah. Cruising Chris said the Mouse minivans usually have surge pricing.
Oh, they do. They absolutely freaking do. No lie about that. That is the most expensive transportation option that you can do in Disney World, short of getting a helicopter ride from point A to point B. However, after the last time we went, the amount of stress that went away by riding in that minivan versus transportation with some other folks who shouldn't have been out in public was worth every single penny. I don't splurge a lot, but I will absolutely splurge on that.
Cruising Chris says, nice to know I'm above average at something. But Haley says, Martin does wander off. I have to keep him close. Misty said, I'm below average. Laugh out loud. Don't like rides or kids. Well, the funny thing is, as I told him, last time we went, we rode a lot of rides. I want to see more of the attractions. We have like 13 rides planned one day.
That's in Magic Kingdom. There's lots of things to ride.
I was like, okay. Misty said, closest I will get is I named my car Minnie, not the Mouse.
So, again, everybody to their own, but I'm hard pressed for you to catch me on too much of that public transportation. Skyliner, I'll do. The boat, I'll do. The monorail, I'll do. The bus. Not if I absolutely can help it. If I can avoid that bus, I am never getting on that bus.
Yeah. Nellie said Haley is also super cheap, so I need to make sure to do the Minnie Mouse vans at least once.
It's once you get there, it's just through the Lyft app. You just open up Lyft, and the minivan option, it will be right there once you're there on property.
James says, yes, Misty, I'm that age now too. Give me a balcony on a cruise, and I'm in heaven.
Tiffany has not reached that age yet. We still have to go see the Mouse and Kids. I don't know what to say. But that's the upcoming plan. That is the cruise news for today. We're going to hop off of here and let everybody get on with their lives. We've been on here for over an hour. Yeah. Do want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Really, really appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Same time, same bat channel. Some new and interesting news coming up next week, hopefully. Good news only, though. No bad, terrible news. A couple storms forming out there in the Atlantic. Hopefully they don't mess with cruising or anything over the week.
Oh, real quick. I want to throw something out there. It's his birthday Friday, so y'all tell him happy birthday on Friday.
Birthday.
Yours.
It's not my birthday this month.
Friday. Your birthday's on Friday.
It's not my birthday month. Why are you telling people that? You're like those people that go in the restaurant and try to get free cake.
Hush. It's his birthday Friday.
I want to be 27.
Nellie says, all right, I'll have a wonderful night. My family, take care and have a great week. Carolyn says, bye. Cruising Chris says, night all. Attila says, have a great week.
And James, we'll definitely let's take a look at that cruise for next year.
Haley says, happy birthday.
Why y'all believe her? She stories.
Nellie says, happy birthday.
She stories. Got some more videos coming out this week. Got some, of course, comment videos. Got some more Harmony of the Seas videos coming out. So that'll be exciting. But yeah, we will be back next weekend. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I promise it's not my birthday on Friday. Everybody have a great day. And like always,
we'll see you out on the high seas.
Good night, everybody.